Welcome to the Six Hockey pregame show, another playoff edition. Thomas West alongside Liam Crothers as we continue to get you set for this series between the Junior Canadiens and the Vaughan Kings. The Vaughan Kings came back and played a great game in Game 3. They win it 4-2, and they're right back in the series.
Yeah, and it looked like the changes that Coach Peter Sarno made paid off for him. So maybe we're going to see a bit of the same strategy coming into this one. Just change things up. Keep the Junior Canadiens guessing a little bit. It worked for them in Game 3, and they hope to even this series up at 2.
Let's look at the forward lines now. We'll start with the Vaughan Kings. Who's starting for them?
Well, you see on this line, there's a ton of scoring potential. It's Giacomo, Martino back with Luciano, Supino, but Anselmo, Rego was in the middle. And, I mean, we talked about going all out for offense in the last game. This is a real punctuation on that statement. Martino can score goals, Rego can score goals, Supino can score goals, and all three guys are competent playmakers in their own right. There is a ton of scoring potential on this line. I'm not sure how long we see this line last. You got to distribute the talent amongst the lines somehow, and that might mean taking one of these guys and moving them to the second pair. But as of right now, this is the lineup that they're going to start. There's a ton of offense on this group.
Yeah, balanced lines out the window. This is going to be a fun line to watch. We'll switch over to the Junior Canadiens.
And this is an interesting line that we're going to see. It's Luc McNamara, and we know that he's got a top-tier shot. He's a great skater. Haven't seen him factor in to the first 3 games, but Luca Pinelli and Nicholas Sima, they're remaining together for the starting group, but McNamara injects a bit of offense into this group that we hadn't seen up to this point. He's, I mentioned the great shot. He's a good skater. He also puts himself in a good position. That means that Pinelli and Sima's job on this line are going to be to find him. Sima in his own right, he's got a good shot, but not what McNamara has, and Pinelli has a good puck skills, good hockey IQ. He'll be able to find McNamara and possibly Sima as well to try to filter the play around big number 9 for the Junior Canadiens.
Yeah, McNamara, Pinelli, Sima, what a strong line, and going up against the best 3 players pretty much for the Vaughan Kings. Take us through some of this offense. It's offense versus offense to start things off, and that's got to be a theme this game.
Yeah, and we saw the last game end with 6 goals in total, 4-2, and that was a little bit different because we noticed that the defensive lines had stayed the same, but coaches broke out the blenders for the forward groups, and we see again that Coach Peter Sarno's going all in on offense. I mean, why not, right? You got nothing to lose. You're down 2-1 in the series, and you're looking to knock things back up, so why not try different things? It worked trying something different in Game 3, and he's going to try to do the same thing in Game 4 with a little bit more emphasis on the offensive side. And, for Coach Dave Denizio, it's just about reining things in, and I think that the distribution of McNamara and his line mates there are going to be able to produce some offense, sure, but I think that's more of a defensive line. McNamara is going to be the guy that brings it up offensively, but the 2 guys around him are more than capable of back-checking and really shoring things up as forwards in their own zone.
Well, let's talk about some defensive lines. With such strong forward lines, and we see that the top lines are being stacked this game, that just puts even more importance on the defensive lines, and we'll start with the Vaughan Kings.
This has remained the same, and I thought that was interesting because we saw how different the forward lines have been throughout this series, but Kallela and Lanny have stayed together for every game in this series so far, and I don't see any reason to split these 2 up. It's a great balance of defense and offense. Talked about the steps that Kallela has made in this level of competition. He's looked fantastic defensively in his own zone, and Lanny's the play driver for the defense. He likes to move the puck up. He's great at the outlet pass. He's able to recycle play in the offensive zone, and he doesn't mind putting the puck on net as well. It's worked out for the Vaughan Kings so far, and they're going to stick with that group in this one.
Yeah, Coach Sarno has found an answer to the high-powered offense of the Junior Canadiens in that line right there. We'll switch over to the Junior Canadiens, though.
And this remains the same as well, and again, there's no reason to change it. It's a great balance of defense and offense. McCurry's the guy that's going to be dropping back. Finn Harding, the guy that has the ability to jump up in the play. What more is there to say that hasn't already been said? We've seen the 2 defensive groups for both of these teams remain the same throughout the entire playoff series. I see no reason to change it. They've both looked very impressive.
So while this is a defensive line for sure for the Junior Canadiens, these guys get into the offense. We've seen a lot more Christian McCurry stepping up. He'll play a little bit on the power play, and it's really been working with the difference between the play style of Finn Harding and Christian McCurry. They really complement each other on that line.
Yeah, and we saw earlier in the season that Darren Wilson would slot in alongside Finn Harding, and maybe Coach Dave Denizio figured maybe it's a little bit too much high-end offense skill, and decided to break them up. But credit to McCurry, he stepped up into more of an occasional offensive role if Harding is late on the forecheck. And that's a testament to a player's ability to adapt to the in-game situation. That's an important asset to have because it means you're versatile. It means the coach can rely on you in different scenarios, and we've seen how much more confident McCurry has been with the more minutes he's received.
Okay, well, let's talk about the goaltending battle now. Who's starting today?
Well, it'll be Antonino, Rizzo in net for the Junior Canadiens. As we mentioned before, he and Josh Branton split starts. Both guys have been good. Branton, so far in this series, he's 1-1. Rizzo, though, still perfect up to this point. And it'll be him against Mason Vaccari, the undisputed #1 starter for the Vaughan Kings. And a little bit of a different play style here. Vaccari, I mean, we've mentioned it before. He's really shut things down in the playoffs. He's been a great steadying force for the Vaughan Kings. He's allowed them to battle through, and I would even argue stay in this series to this point. But a big game 4, the opportunity to knot things back up at 2 games apiece. If you can do that, you make it a best of 3, and that's what the Vaughan Kings are going to be looking to do here.
Mason Vaccari was a big part of that win, and he'll look to continue his strong play, and he's going to need to. High-powered offense of the Junior Canadiens, but the Vaughan Kings coming on strong. They made the series 2-1. Interesting matchup, could go either way in this one tonight. From Thomas West and Liam Crothers, thanks for tuning in to the 6 Hockey pregame show, and we'll see you in just a minute. Welcome to the Westwood Arena. Thomas West alongside Liam Crothers. It's game 4 in this playoff series between the Toronto Junior Canadiens and the Vaughan Kings. The Junior Canadiens currently with a 2-1 series lead.
It's been 3 great games so far. Game 4 promises to be no exception. Both of these teams have a lot of talent going both ways, and it should be fun here in a critical game 4.
As we are just about set for puck drop, as Giacomo Martino is going to chase that one into the zone. The Vaughan Kings won their last game, made this series 2-1, and the Junior Canadiens are trying to instill a little bit more confidence in their team as they know that they were one of the strongest teams in the GTHL this year, but it's just a matter of getting past this pesky Vaughan Kings team. As it's brought back out of the zone, Finn Harding trying to work that one through center ice, turns it over momentarily. Luca Pinelli is onto it now, a top draft pick for the Junior Canadiens. Across center ice and into the zone come the Junior Canadiens. Back to the point now. The Vaughan Kings will work it through center. They have an offensive opportunity here and a shot, and it looks like that one went just wide. Now it's back to the point. Tipped on net, and the starting goalie for the Junior Canadiens, Antonino Rizzo, between the pipes for this one. Rotating games with Josh Branton. That's been consistent throughout the regular season, and it's no different in the playoffs. Mason Vaccari at the other end for the Vaughan Kings. Puck is in the corner. Wilson, and it's played right back out in front. Wilson missed the poke check, and Antonino Rizzo has to make his first save of the game as the Junior Canadiens bring it back the other way. Shot on, and it looks like that one went off the side of the net and wide. We get a whistle.
Early penalty call coming up here. It's going to be for interference, but it's a good start of pace so far for both teams. Some opportunities going both ways, and that's what both of the teams here want to try to establish. They want to get their opportunities early, see what they can do against these 2 goaltenders who are very talented.
Big power play here for the Junior Canadiens. Chance to take a early 1-0 lead, and when the Junior Canadiens get a lead, it becomes very difficult as they defend very well. Back to the point, Guo just keeps it at the line. Now he throws it down low all the way behind the net. Luc Makhassian is in there. Puck is thrown back through the 2 defensemen, and it's cleared by the Vaughan Kings. Through center ice as the Junior Canadiens try to set up from here. Puck is thrown around the boards. Zane Perrick in there trying to hold the line, but it's shot past him all the way down the ice. And time dwindling down on the power play here for the Vaughan Kings. Anselmo Rego has it in the corner, working it below the goal line. Looks like Giacomo Martino is upended. As the pass, that one's just too far for Sema. Throwing back out to the point. Finn Harding has that one hop over his stick, and it's all the way back down the ice. A clinic of penalty killing being put on right here by the Vaughan Kings early in the first period, and they've just about killed it off. As the puck is played back through center. Worked into the corner by the junior Canadiens. Sema throws it all the way around the boards. Picked up by a junior Canadiens. That's Carson Rakop. Throws it into the middle, but to no one in particular, and that one's going to be cleared right back down the ice again by the Vaughan Kings. Cole Barrett is in there to try and kill off some more time in the offensive zone. He did a pretty good job of it on the forecheck, but eventually the junior Canadiens were able to bring it out. Rakop from the corner. It stays there. Throwing back. Christian McCurry fires a shot. Rebound in front. And that one went just wide as Mason Vaccari has to be sharp there. Puck is dumped up and all the way back down the ice once again.
A little less than 5 seconds left on this penalty here as you see the man come out of the box. That was a great effort there by the Vaughan Kings on an early penalty kill to set the tone.
Yeah, it absolutely was, and we'll see if they can gain a little bit of momentum from that as they killed off the penalty handily and it's time to go back to offense. But the junior Canadiens, who we know have a deadly power play, weren't able to get anything going there.
Yeah, and I mean, the separation between the top lines and the bottom lines for this junior Canadiens team is so slim. There's so many talented players on this team, both offensively, defensively, and I mean, the goaltenders as well. Both guys, Antonino, Rizzo, and Josh Branton, are great between the pipes.
Lanny throws that one through center as it's tipped into the zone. Whipped around once again. Junior Canadiens will control from their own end and try and set something up. Turned over in the center of the ice. Giacomo Martino, though, that was Anselmo. Rego backhanded that puck into the corner. Controlled at center ice by the Vaughan Kings as it's flipped back into the zone. Down low now. A battle for it in their corner. Giacomo Martino was in there, but it's a junior Canadian who's able to pick that one up and take it through center. 3 wide are the junior Canadians trying to break into the zone. And Romani lost that one. It's Giacomo Martino breaking it back the other way for the Vaughan Kings. And they score! Giacomo Martino puts it past Antonino Rizzo, and it's 1-0.
Well, if there was anyone that was going to break the scoreless tie early on here, Giacomo Martino would have been a good bet. The star forward for the Vaughan Kings. He's a tremendous goal scorer, doing it in the regular season and doing it in the playoffs here. That's a nice little feed, and the puck thrown in front of the net. Giacomo Martino with a really skillful tip there to get that up over the glove side of Antonino Rizzo. Early on here, the Vaughan Kings with a 1-0 lead.
Well, how about that? Down 2-0 in this series, came back, made it 2-1, and now they are leading in Game 4, looking to tie this thing up as it's throwing D-to-D in the defensive zone for the junior Canadiens. They break back the other way. Luc Makhassian barreling his way in, stays on the puck, flips it right about to the goal line. It's beside the net of Vaccari, now brought back out, centering pass attempt. That one was cut off, and here comes another penalty.
This one's going to be for hooking, the referee indicating, and it looks like he's going to be ushering a Vaughan Kings player back to the box. So the junior Canadiens will get their second opportunity on the power play. The first one, a great job of penalty killing from the Vaughan Kings, but they're going to have to do it again. The only difference now is that they lead the game 1-0.
And this time it is Stefan Forgione who's going to come and take this draw and kill off some of this penalty time for the Vaughan Kings. Finn Harding gets it off the draw. Harding throws it over to Rakop. Rakop fires a shot. That one goes wide of the net. All the way back around and cleared down the ice by the Vaughan Kings. So 9:45 to go in this period. The junior Canadiens trying to set something up from behind their own net. Across the red line come the junior Canadiens gaining the zone. It's in the corner now. Battle for the puck. McIsaac is in there trying to get that one out. A chance to clear for the Vaughan Kings. Can't quite do it. That clearing attempt was cut off to the point. Now Finn Harding fires a shot, and a pad save there by Mason Vaccari. Back to the point. Harding has it again to Rakop. One-time shot. Rebound in front. Big save there by Mason Vaccari. It's still loose, and now cleared down the ice by the Vaughan Kings, who are seeing an entourage of shots right now from the junior Canadiens. And the 2 power plays early on don't help. There's still time left in this one. Turned back the other way at center ice by the Vaughan Kings from behind their own net. The junior Canadiens trying to set up the power play, but first they got to gain the zone as that one gets by a man there. 4-on-1. Here come the junior Canadiens right to the middle, and that puck was stopped. It went in the net, but it was after the whistle was called. Good save there by Mason Vaccari.
Yeah, no indication of a goal there from the referee. This power play looking more effective than the initial try by the junior Canadiens. They've created more offensive pressure. They've worked the puck around along the blue line, created some good opportunities for some goal-scoring chances, but to this point, Mason Vaccari's made a couple of really nice saves.
This is the kind of thing that this junior Canadiens do to you. They get a ton of shots on goal and they haven't scored yet, but you got to believe something's going to break at some point as Christian McCurry tries to hold it at the line. On the other hand, the odd man rushes of the Vaughan Kings have certainly been powerful, and well, if the junior Canadiens continue to give up, it could lead to some more scoring opportunities for them. Zane Parrott can't quite hold that one at the line. Back the other way comes Stefan Forgione breaking into the backhand, and a big save there from Antonino Rizzo.
And that's a very important save for Antonino. It's really the first time he's been challenged so far in this game. I mean, apart from the goal, but there's not much you can do on a tip right in front of the net. That one, an opportunity that he sees clearly all the way coming up the ice. He makes a big save.
Probably the toughest save of the game so far for Antonino Rizzo. He sure hasn't got a lot of shots to this point in the game. It's been all junior Canadiens offensively, but an offensive zone draw for the Vaughan Kings as they're going to throw that one down low and content to just defend this here. As now they're going to be 5-on-5 as the man steps out of the box for the Vaughan Kings, and hopping on the ice is Luciano Supino, who just missed a big hit there. Puck thrown back through center by the Vaughan Kings. Possession still with the junior Canadiens as they break it into the zone. Thrown down low, backhand shot, Vaccari, another save and another whistle. What do we have here? I don't think there's any penalty being called here.
Might have just been a stoppage. But the draw coming to the left side of Mason Vaccari. Another good job on the penalty kill there from the Vaughan Kings. They've killed off 2 successfully so far in the first frame.
A late change here from the Vaughan Kings. And apparently not too late as Luc McNamara awaits his new opponent on the draw, and McNamara wins it. Back to Finn Harding. Harding has it at the point. Fire to the front. Loose in front of the net. Slap shot from the point. Saved by Vaccari.
And the referee indicated a high stick there. I'm not sure if it'll be a penalty or if the draw will just come outside of the zone.
I think it was just tipped in front with a high stick, so
appears to be the latter.
It will just be a face-off coming outside the zone. Face-off won by the Vaughan Kings. They control it. Andrew Lanny has it in his own zone. Trying to work the puck out. Now it's thrown through the middle. Stefan Forgione. Across to Jackson Mayo. Back to Forgione. Scores! 2-0 Vaughan Kings.
That's a really nice effort there. The feed from Mayo coming over the blue line. Stefan Forgione, the big power forward, showing off the scoring touch. We're going to see here as the play comes over the blue line. It's Mayo to Forgione. Beautiful little 1-2 there between those two Vaughan Kings players. I mentioned Forgione, typically the power forward, but that one might have looked like it handcuffed Antonino Rizzo for a second. Might have anticipated a harder shot. Nonetheless, it counts the same. 2-0 Vaughan Kings here early on.
Perfectly placed there from Stefan Forgione, and we just mentioned the odd man rushes. That's how they need to score, and a guy like Stefan Forgione, that really helps out the Vaughan Kings, now leading 2-0 over the junior Canadiens in a period where they don't have a lot of business leading this game with just 2 shots on goal. In the corner now, throwing back through center ice, and the Vaughan Kings were looking to break away again. Trying to turn it over there was Anselmo Rego, and now it's going to be Lanny who just fires that puck all the way in. Carson Rakoff out there for the junior Canadiens. He controls the puck now, throws it up the boards. Lanny will just backhand that puck up high, and looks like that might have gone into the bench.
And those odd man opportunities. I think on paper, the junior Canadiens are a stronger team, and it's going to be important for the Vaughan Kings to take their opportunities when they present themselves. So far, they've done that effectively to this point. Still a lot of game left to be played, though, and we know that the junior Canadiens offense is more than capable of tying this thing up.
The Pinelli-Romani line is out there. Pinelli won the draw. The junior Canadiens were able to get in the zone, but now Giacomo Martino flips it up through center. Breaking into the zone, bit of a chance here for the Vaughan Kings as they have it in the corner. Now it's fired back out again, and the junior Canadiens are back away through center. Breaking into the zone. Cross-ice pass was wide of the mark. Romani working on that one in the corner. Probably trying to find his way to the front of the net as he has a deadly shot from there. Now it's back to the point, and Vaccari just able to tip that one across to his defense partner who keeps it in. Now it's thrown around the boards once again. Wilson trying to hold the line. He does, at least momentarily. Chance to clear for the Vaughan Kings, and they will do just that as the referee indicates no icing. So a full line change for the Vaughan Kings, forwards and defense, as the puck is flipped in again for the junior Canadiens, who will in turn have their own line change. Jackson Mayo plays it into the corner. Now Mayo gets it back, streaking up the wing, throws one through center, a cross-ice pass into the zone behind the net of Antonino Rizzo, who hasn't faced a lot of rubber tonight. Throwing through center, Carson Rakoff has that one go off his stick. He's out there with Makhassian. Played into the corner now behind the net. And it's thrown out in front, and it looks like Vaccari was able to get a glove on that one.
I mentioned Antonino Rizzo's workload to this point. Hasn't been the same as his counterpart on the other side of the ice. I'd say that Mason Vaccari's made a couple of really nice saves to this point. Some very important stops on the penalty kill.
Offensive zone draw to the left of Mason Vaccari for the junior Canadiens, and being thrown out of the draw there looked like Laurenza. Laurenza, Makhassian, Rakoff. Strong line for the junior Canadiens, and they will look to provide quite a bit of offense as we see Vaccari leave the net. So it's a delayed penalty coming up, but it's going to be the junior Canadiens who touch it up, and a power play coming up now for the Vaughan Kings.
And the penalty happened right after the draw. Junior Canadiens player took down his man after the puck had been dropped, and now the Vaughan Kings are going to have an opportunity to play with the man advantage for the first time in this game. They were successful in their first two penalty kills, so now we'll see what they can do up a man.
Yeah, and they had a shorthanded goal as well by Stefan Forgione, as Cole Barrett plays it back to the point. The Vaughan Kings are set up now, but losing it there was Anselmo Rego. No, he keeps it in. Nice job. Throwing back out front. That one was looking for Cole Barrett. Now it's thrown back to Martino. Martino puts it into the middle to Cole Barrett. Barrett trying to find that one in his skates. Can't quite do it, and it's shot down the ice again. This time by the junior Canadiens. Down below the goal line. The Kings will regroup and try to get the puck into the offensive zone once again. And Anselmo Rego brought it in, and he has it now behind the net. Trying to backhand it around. Throwing back to the point. That was Wyzek there. Now Martino, back to Wyzek. Wyzek throws it across to his defense partner and gets it back. Wyzek fires a shot, and it was tipped up in front. Still loose, but it's cleared down the ice again by the junior Canadiens.
Been a good effort so far on the penalty kill. They've cut down the shooting lanes and affected the puck carrier so far. It's been a good penalty kill.
Not much time left on this power play. Maybe time for 1 minute more offensive zone time following. There was a Vaughan King, and the puck is backhanded through center ice. Kings trying to get possession of it, but they can't quite do it. Lanny has it from his own end, flips it up through center. Stefan Forgione is racing onto it. Now he has it. Forgione winding his way through center, has to turn back. Good forecheck there by a junior Canadian. It was Carson Rakoff. Played down low. And flipped out to center ice. Christian Vaccari is going to be on that one quickly. Now he fires it across to his defense partner. Junior Canadiens have killed off the penalty Back to 5-on-5. Carson Rakoff leaves it for a man there, breaking in those Laurenza. Laurenza back to Rakoff, and he's going to turn that one over once again. Rakoff, good job of forechecking. Gets it into the corner. Pinelli out there now. Pinelli has it behind the net. Trying to find something out front. Rakoff coming in to try and hold that one at the line, and he did momentarily, but the Vaughan Kings are back the other way as it's flipped out through center ice. Wholesale line change for both teams. Streetsy knocked his man down in the corner. Puck fired all the way down, and icing being signaled.
It's been a strong first period so far for both teams in different facets. The Vaughan Kings showing off their ability to score on the odd man rush with those quick strike opportunities. I'd say that the Junior Canadiens have had more sustained offensive pressure, but maybe you could credit that to the 2 power play opportunities that they've had.
Here's Anselmo Rego to take the draw out there with Cole Barrett and Jackson Mayo for the Vaughan Kings as Barrett brings it into the corner. Now he drops it off there for Rego. A battle for it. Thrown behind the net, Zane Perrick trying to get that one out for the Junior Canadiens, and he gets it to one of his teammates who will bring it out through center ice. Cutting through the middle now. Trying to play that one back to the point to McCurry. Now it's loose in front of the net, and dangerous opportunity in front of Mason Vaccari, but it's cleared by the Vaughan Kings. Puck is throwing all the way down the ice, and probably going to be another icing call. 10-2, read the shots on goal. But the Vaughan Kings have made good on those 2 shots as they have a couple of goals.
Mason Vaccari, so far in the playoffs, has played very well for the Vaughan Kings. You can credit him for the scoreline currently.
Puck played down into the corner, and he's going to have to be against such a strong offense of the Junior Canadiens. It's a tough job for the goaltender for the Vaughan Kings, but he's been up to the task so far in this game. As we get another whistle here. And it looks like the faceoff's coming all the way back down into the offensive zone for the Vaughan Kings with 1:29 to go in the first period. And game 4 of the playoffs, Junior Canadiens holding on to a 2-1 series lead. But if the score stands as it is right now, the Vaughan Kings would have tied this one up. But boy, we have a lot more game to go in this one. Behind the net and played out through center. Lanny was trying to hold his man in there. Back come the Junior Canadiens. Puck is played all the way to the far corner. Lanny with a check there. Shot to that one went off the side of the net. 43 seconds to go in the first period. Puck is sent around the boards. And all the way back behind the net of Antonino Rizzo, it was Anselmo Rego battling for that one. Held in at the line by the Vaughan Kings. Luciano Supino out there with Martino, but they go off for a change now. So it's Martino, Rego, and Makhassian. Carson Rakoff out there for the Junior Canadiens, trying to get a last minute bit of offense here with just about 4 seconds to go here in this first period. Faceoff comes all the way back down. That was an icing.
And we know how effective the set play can be with just a little bit of time remaining on the clock. So we'll see what the Vaughan Kings decide to do here. If they win it back, do they just throw it towards the net, hope that good things happen, or do they have something in mind?
Let's see. Played back and all the way to center ice. So the faceoff was won, but as Lanny touches the puck up in his own zone, that'll signal the end of the first period. And although the shots on goal might say differently, the scoreboard is certainly in favor of the Vaughan Kings, and they'll be very happy with where they're sitting right now.
And you credit that to Mason Vaccari. The disparity in shots is evident there, but I do think that in the playoffs, you need to try to compartmentalize. And that means that the first 15 minutes, there are some building blocks there. You obviously go into the intermission leading the game, but you've given up some shots and you've relied on your goaltender a little bit too much, I would say. It's a risky play to try to rely on him that much to make that many big saves, and especially in the playoffs against a strong junior Canadiens team. So they'll try to shore things up defensively moving forward. But offensively, I think they've taken their opportunities well when they've showed up.
Hey, why not? Vaccari's been fantastic in this one so far, but yeah, he could use a little help from the defense for sure, and probably wouldn't mind a little time in the offensive zone as well from the Vaughan Kings, as it's played through center and now into the offensive zone for the Kings. A battle for it behind the net. Martino is tied up there. Rego came in to help. Played back to the defense as the puck is fired around. That one's wide of the net. As it's Laurenza picking it up behind his own net. Now it's played across to his teammate. Big hit in the corner there. And Carson Rakoff had a collision as well.
Referee blows the whistle. Not sure if the puck might have gotten up into the bench area. Deflected off of a Vaughan Kings player, but draw looks like it's going to be on the junior Canadian side of center ice, but not past the blue line.
James Guo and Finn Harding coming out for the junior Canadiens to defend this little bit of an offensive surge that the Vaughan Kings have been brewing so far, as Stefan Forgione is kicked out of the draw. He's out there with Jackson Mayo and Cole Barrett. Mayo taking the draw against Laurenza. Laurenza scrums it and wins it as the referee took a tumble. Now it's thrown back through center. Carson Rakoff has it, fired into the zone. Played back through center. The Vaughan Kings are 3 wide, but losing the puck there was Jackson Mayo as it's brought back in the zone once again by the junior Canadiens. Played down low. And it's right back out in front, and Vaccari saw that one go just wide. Lanny battling for the puck in the corner. Throwing back behind the net. As the Vaughan Kings will try and break their way out of the zone. Kept in there by the junior Canadiens. Shot there. And we get another whistle. I'm not sure if that one went up over the glass.
And that play starts with Cole Barrett coming over the blue line and dropping the puck to nobody in particular. Maybe it's the jitters of the playoffs, trying to make a bit of a flashy play, leaving it behind when he isn't sure if he has a man back there or not. You could see what he was trying to do, though, and credit to him for getting his teammates involved with a crafty play over the blue line.
Carson Rakoff to take the draw for the junior Canadiens as the puck is played up the boards and into the zone. Or James Guo has it now. Played across. Rakoff has it again for the junior Canadiens, breaking his way in and falling there. Puck was shot across the crease and wide of the net. Makhassian puts that one down low, and Anselmo Rego battling with Wilson. Darren Wilson knocks his man down, but Lanny has it at the point. Lanny across to his defense partner, shot fired on. That one's just wide, and Anselmo Rego has it down low. 3 Vaughan Kings down low. Lanny out there with Jaden Sturge. Outlet pass here for the junior Canadiens, and they're just able to poke that one free out of the zone. Luc Makhassian. Out there was Carson Rakoff and Laurenza. Herrick and McCurry, the defensive line for the junior Canadiens. Puck behind the net and shot out by the junior Canadiens as it's brought back through center ice. Carson Rakoff shoots that one in, goes for a line change. Sema steps on the ice. Puck thrown through center, turned over there. Nice job by Sema to get it going back the other way for the junior Canadiens. The Vaughan Kings will take it right back. It's Giacomo Martino chasing it into the zone. Out there with Luciano Supino. Offensive chance here for the junior Canadiens as they break in. Shot there. Blocker saved by Mason Vaccari as it goes up over that. It's loose in front and it goes in, but it's waved off immediately by the ref.
Referee adamantly waving his arms, calling for no goal. Looked like the net had become dislodged before the puck had crossed over the goal line. That's a good set of eyes there. Good positioning by the referee to catch that and make it very clear that that was not a goal in spite of how close that might have been. The referees in red, white, and blue are trying to protest otherwise, but I'm sure the Vaughan Kings will take that call in their favor. Not sure how the net became dislodged. Vaccari may be moving to his left, kick the net off of its moorings accidentally. Yeah, and Dave Denizio going to get the explanation from the refs, just clarifying that there was no goal. So the draw will come to the right side of Mason Vaccari, but that was a crazy scramble in front there.
I would bet you that explanation was that the net came off its moorings, which was why the puck was able to squeak by the post maybe, or the outstretched pad of Mason Vaccari. Either way, it remains 2-0 for the Vaughan Kings, and that's huge that one doesn't count, as the momentum has been shifting in favor of the Junior Canadiens all game, it seems. Puck is dumped to center ice. Through the neutral zone, Colbert, nice little move, breaks his way in to the backhand, and looking behind him there was Antonino Rizzo.
It's a great job there by Rizzo. You got to stay sharp. His team's had a lot of offensive pressure. They've worked well in the offensive zone. Coming back into the defensive zone, though, it's another odd man rush chance. Colbert showing off the hands, just not able to squeak that one past Antonino Rizzo.
Yeah, who covered it up, so it'll be a face-off to his left. Great move there. Barrett showing off a set of hands as Jackson Mayo will take the draw and win the draw, but it went right across and Finn Harding picked it up immediately. Throwing down low behind the net. Denver Geyer's going to come into play this one, but Jackson Mayo will tip it in for him. Now it's throwing through center. Carson Rakoff picks it up for the Junior Canadiens. Rakoff breaking his way to the middle. Now he drops it off. Shot there, and a good save there. No rebound from Vaccari.
Sneaky shot there from Laurenza after the drop play from Carson Rakoff. He was in the right spot at the right time, was able to put that puck on net, but well done by Vaccari to see the puck all the way, have himself in a good position to stop the puck.
As Anselmo Rego's line will head off, and it'll be a fresh set of legs here in the defensive zone for the Vaughan Kings. Stefan Forgione to take the draw, loses it though. Now it's played behind the net, picked up by the Vaughan Kings. Flipped through center, but a Junior Canadian was there to connect with that one. It looks like it was Laurenza. Backhand shot. Brought it into the zone. Makhassian out there with Forgione. Now it's played right to the side of the net, and quickly pouncing on that one was Antonino Rizzo.
And a scrum will ensue behind the goal line. Denver Geyer keeps himself the back of the blue line, but it appeared that the other defenseman had made his way into the scrum, so it's likely that the draw will come outside of the Junior Canadian zone here. But is it any surprise to see number 87 for the Vaughan Kings in pretty much the middle of that scrum? He led the team in penalty minutes all season. He's one of those players that's a lot of fun to watch because, obviously in this game he's got a goal. He showed off that ability, but where I think he really excels is the ability to be an agitator. Does take a couple of penalties that you might advise against, but that's just his play style, and it's proven effective for him so far.
Yeah, he was up there in the mid-100s in penalty minutes this year, but I would bet that a lot of those are coming from 10-minute penalties, and those will really add up quickly when you get a lot of those. But he certainly does get this Vaughan team, or this Vaughan Kings team, going, as he's into the game offensively every time, and boy, is he ever tough to play against, as it's brought in the zone by the Vaughan Kings. Shot there, and Vaccari turned that one aside. From behind the net, Wyzek dodges a check there from a Junior Canadian. Played down low behind the net, and getting leveled there was, looks like it was Streetsy. Thrown through center by Sturge. Sturge across to Forgione, who plays that one wide for Makhassian as the puck is dumped in. Now Streetsy. Behind the net. Thrown around. Offensive zone for the Kings as they have it down low. Breaking to the middle, and where is it? Antonino Rizzo was able to turn that one aside. Now it's played back to the point once again. Wyzek fires a shot, saved by Rizzo. And Sturge trying to hold it at the line. He does just that as the Vaughan Kings keep possession. Sturge trying to hold it in again. Can't quite do it. Played back out by the junior Canadiens as they work their way into the zone. Down low. From behind the net, it's Pinelli. Pinelli. Backhand shot to the middle. Vaccari, the save.
And I want to give full credit to the junior Canadiens so far because a lot of the offensive pressure that they've been able to generate have come from secondary and third opportunities. And where that starts is an effective forecheck from your forwards. Guys like Luc Makhassian, Aiden Joseph Doyle, you saw there in front of the net. It's all about getting into the areas to break up passes to prevent the breakout against. And I think they've done that very well. And we've seen that a couple times where the Vaughan Kings have tried to clear the puck out of their own zone, but they've been unsuccessful because of a strong forecheck.
Kalela out there with, it's 4 attackers on the ice for the Vaughan Kings. So a power play here for the junior Canadiens. Shot there, Vaccari. That one didn't quite get through to him. It just played through center and falling backhand clearing attempt there by, looked like it was Stefan Forgione. The other penalty killer there is Luciano Supino. Forgione going to try and cut that one off at the neutral zone. Lays down a big hit there, thrown around the boards. Makhassian assumes his spot in front of the net. Now to the point to Carson Rego. He passes it off. And a shot there looked like it might have been Sema. That one went just high and wide. It was Guo. Down low, junior Canadiens have it. Rego reverses that one for Luc Makhassian. Now it's back to the point and all the way back down the ice as the penalty killing unit of the Vaughan Kings has done a good job thus far. Breaking into the zone, right to the middle. Saved by Vaccari. Rebound loose in front, and it's cleared to the corner by, it was Vaccari. Down low behind the net. Junior Canadiens have pressure here. Played right back out in front, and that one was just too far from Makhassian as touching the puck up there is Romani, but looks like the net was dislodged again.
Yeah, the whistle blows as the net comes off of its moorings. It's very interesting to see a couple different pairs working effectively for the junior Canadiens on the back end. They've got a lot of defensemen on this team that are capable of playing offensive and defensive roles, but with the man advantage, you see those guys jump up a little bit more. Van Harding taking the ice now, but we saw James Guo on the ice earlier. Zane Perrick there as well.
Perrick has the puck. Thrown down low now by the junior Canadiens. Puck is turned back in and held in at the line by the junior Canadiens. Some offensive zone pressure as they're still on the power play here. It's Aiden Joseph Doyle in front of the net. Turning in the corner. Shot fired on Joseph Doyle right there. And shot to the middle. Saved by Vaccari as Doyle was right on the doorstep. Played through center here by the junior Canadiens. Puck is brought in, thrown around the boards. 5-on-5 now, but they still have offensive zone pressure. Luca Pinelli as the puck squirts out of the zone. Back behind the net and playing it through center is Giacomo Martino out there with Rego. Behind the net, Martino trying to put some offensive zone forechecking pressure there. Brought back in. The junior Canadiens have numbers the other way as they're just able to stay onside. Backhand shot to the middle, and it goes behind the net. Now it's to Sema. Sema rips a shot, and that one's off the leg of a defender in front. Another one. That one goes just wide. McKerry will keep it in at the line. Throw it down low. Line change for the junior Canadiens in the offensive zone. Puck played back to the point now, and it's going to come outside the zone. Christian McKerry out there with Wilson, the defense partners for the junior Canadiens. Wilson collects in the corner now, throws it around for McKerry. Puck dumped in. Wilson will retrieve it once again. Has an outlet pass, doesn't quite hit the mark. Puck is tipped in. Shot there. Saved by Vaccari. It's up in the air. Romani, another big shot. Trying to pick that top corner as he so often does. Played through center. Zane Perrick fires that puck in. Puck is around now and contested in the corner. Knocked down in front of the net. Shot there by Rego. Rebound loose in front and it's dumped to the corner. Guo. And now it's going to be chipped all the way through center ice. Chasing that one down is Zane Perrick. And that one's going to be an icing. And Perrick in 06 on this team. And usually in 06 is a call-up. But Zane Perrick, he's always playing up. And he does a fantastic job for the junior Canadiens.
Yeah, and you talk to people around the organization. They value him like an 05. Fits in very well with this junior Canadiens team. Plays a lot of minutes, like you said. We saw him there on the power play. And does both effectively. Power play and penalty kill. But 5-on-5, he's no slouch either.
And even though he is a year younger, he fits in very well with this team. And he plays a valuable role on the point as the puck is thrown back behind the net as the Vaughan Kings will try to clear this one outside the zone. And they just do. It squeaks loose through center. Streetsy dumps it into the corner, but it's Wilson there to connect with that one. Streetsy has it again, now plays to the middle, and that pass was just too far for the defender coming in there for the Vaughan Kings. Played in once again, cross crease pass, and it went just wide. Finn Harding was joining the rush. Now he finds himself behind the net. Harding will assume his position once again. Big check there by Romani in the corner, and the referee's coming in here.
Whistle blew after the check had been laid. I'm interested to see if he fishes out any sweaters from this pile. Maybe offsetting, but it looks like he might be ushering some players to the box.
Yeah, it's Aiden Joseph Doyle who... That looks like a penalty to me.
Appears that a player from each side will be headed to the penalty box for 2 minutes. Offsetting minors won't affect manpower here. It'll be 5-on-5, but the draw coming to the right side of Mason Vaccari nonetheless. I think it's been a great job by the junior Canadiens so far. Not only trying to break down any breakouts that the Vaughan Kings have tried to structure, but even coming over the blue line. I think the defense from the junior Canadiens has been really effective, not giving the Vaughan Kings very much to work with.
Forgione to take the draw in the defensive zone. Pinelli was told to step aside there, and the faceoff will be won by the junior Canadiens. Vaccari fires a shot from the point, and the rebound is loose in front, but it's put in the net. Luc McNamara is able to put that one home, and it's 2-1.
And that puck was sitting under Vaccari after the initial shot. He wasn't sure where it was, but Luc McNamara, with some great offensive positioning and showing off the awareness. So we're going to see here the puck's one straight back. And the shot's put on. Vaccari doesn't see it. McNamara, as the puck's sitting there in the crease, is able to bury that one. Stefan Forgione, a little bit late on the back check there to try to clear the puck out, knock the net off its moorings. We saw that disallow a goal earlier on, but it doesn't work the same here.
I mean, that's Mason Vaccari will wish that he probably could have held on to that one, but the way he's played so far in this game, you can't blame anything on him. It's been 21 shots on goal just in the second period by the junior Canadiens. It's been an onslaught so far, and they finally get one home. In the corner now, puck is played to center, but it was cut off and put back in once again. Reversing to the defense there is the Vaughan Kings. Luciano Supino had that one just go by him, and the junior Canadiens have numbers breaking back the other way. Puck is played down low. All the way down the ice, Giacomo Martino racing that one to Antonino Rizzo, who was just going to play that one to the corner. Carson Rego in there, trying to get it out of his defensive zone. Back to the point. Kalela rips a shot, and that one goes wide. Played out through center, and junior Canadiens now have it in their defensive zone. Shot in there by Laurenza. Line change for the junior Canadiens. Breaking out are the junior Canadiens from their own zone into the offensive zone of the Vaughan Kings, all the way down low behind the net. Sturge in there for the Kings, trying to clear it out. Appears he couldn't quite do it, but they still have possession. Now Sturge will play it over to Jackson Mayo, who has an outlet pass through center for Forgione out there with Barrett. Or that's Rego. Rego now plays it to the point. Now Wyzek across to his defense partner. Sturge fires a shot. Rebound loose in front, and it couldn't be cleaned up there by a Vaughan King, but it was a penalty taken by the junior Canadiens.
Yeah, another hooking penalty coming up here. Vaughan Kings will have their second opportunity on the power play. Things have been evened up in terms of manpower advantages to this point for both teams. 2 opportunities apiece, but it was a long stretch of play there where the Vaughan Kings were working on the man advantage because the goaltender had vacated the net, but now they'll get the draw in the offensive zone. And I mean, credit to the junior Canadiens. They've made offensive zone entries tough, but right now the puck will be to the right side of Antonino Rizzo.
Luciano Supino was in there for the draw, and he put it into the corner. Wyzek. D-to-D. Gets it back. Andrew Wyzek. Working with it there. Now it's played all the way back. Wyzek trying to hold this one at the line, and I couldn't quite do it, but it's just about kept in by the Vaughan Kings. Puck is played back in.
Referee's arm went up, calling for interference. It looks like Wyzek's going to be ushered to the box, as we could see in trying to keep the puck from exiting the zone. He tied up his man. Referee determined that the junior Canadiens player had been interfered with. So we're right back to 4-on-4, but there's a lot of open ice here. And both of these teams have interesting skill sets that can make use of the extra space.
It'll be a long 4-on-4 as that power play for the Vaughan Kings didn't get a lot of opportunity to work. Kalela has it in the corner, but it's played right back out in front of the net, and bringing it back the other way are the Vaughan Kings through center ice. Staying on side was Martino as Rego fires a shot, and it's turned aside by Rizzo. Behind the net now. Junior Canadiens control. Puck is played up the boards. Throwing in, and Carson Rakoff picks it up. Now it's back to Finn Harding, who throws it down low. Sema. Rakoff turning it to the middle, and Vaccari makes the save. Dangerous opportunity there.
It's a sneaky little play behind the net. The misdirection. You send the goaltender one way and hope that you can get him going back the other way, but that's a great job by Mason Vaccari to put himself square in the middle of the net. Give himself an equal chance to stop the puck being wrapped around either side.
And it looks like it's the Anthony Romani line coming out for the junior Canadiens, trying to, well, they'd love to get one more before the end of this period, as it's 2-1 Vaughan Kings. And the junior Canadiens have certainly played well enough to have the lead, but they haven't got it quite yet, as Zane Perrick is out there to take the draw. Still 4-on-4. Or Perrick on the point, I guess I should say, as the Sema is going to turn that one into the corner. Luc McNamara assuming the point, as there's just 4 guys on the ice now. He'll go down low. Good possession here from the junior Canadiens, but they're going to turn it over. Now the puck is flipped through center. Here comes Giacomo Martino working into the zone. Plays it into the ball behind the net for Cole Barrett. Barrett. Over to his teammate there, and just about 17 seconds left on this 4-on-4, and then it'll be a brief power play. Kalela fires a shot, and saved by Rizzo. Throwing through center ice. Junior Canadiens are trying to hop on it quickly, but they'll be tied up momentarily. They break their way into the zone. Back across Pinelli. Sent that one down low. Turned back behind the net. Pressure here as the period is about to come to an end. And it's throwing down the ice. One last shot. And that's going to do it for the second period. So The Junior Canadiens bring themselves within 1, but the Vaughan Kings still holding on to a 2-1 lead here.
Yeah, and the lead being held, a credit to Mason Vaccari. He's faced a lot of traffic so far in the first 2 periods. Testament to the offensive ability of the Junior Canadiens, but to the Vaughan Kings' credit, I think that was a better period than they had in the first. They were able to create a couple more opportunities and sustain some more zone time.
Yeah, and the shots on goal in that period were, actually a little bit more even for the Vaughan Kings. I think they played better offensively in that period. They had a couple of power plays. That does help. But they need to get more of that going for sure in the third period as they're trying to hang on to a 1-goal lead against the Junior Canadiens as we're underway in the third period. A massive game, especially for the Vaughan Kings as they look to even this series up 2-2. It's currently 2-1 for the Junior Canadiens in game 4. Puck is tied up in the neutral zone, now brought back into the offensive zone by the Vaughan Kings. Backhanded across. Played down low behind the net. Mason Vaccari watches a Junior Canadian there. Battle for in the corner. Possession now for the Junior Canadian. Shot on right in front. They score. Luc Makhassian is able to sneak that one past Vaccari, and it's 2-2.
Nice little 1-2 there between Finn Harding and Luc Makhassian. Harding activating himself along the boards, and he and Makhassian switching spots there. It was a nice display of skill in front of the net. We're going to see here on the replay. It's Makhassian with it, throws it back to Harding. Right there, and then Harding curls back around, puts it on net, and Makhassian with a really nice move goes backhand to forehand. Not a ton of space in front of the net to work with, but he slides it past Mason Vaccari and showing off the skill there. We know how good he is at tipping pucks, but right there showing off the hands when he gets an opportunity to make a play.
Yeah, he's able to just reach around that pad of Mason Vaccari. And we have a game here in the third period, 2-2, a ton of time to go still. Lots left in this game, you'd have to imagine, as it's played through center. Perrick turns that one over. Cole Barrett working the puck in, throwing back around. Aiden Joseph Doyle was there to try and cut that one off, but it's brought back in once again by the Vaughan Kings. To the point now. Shot in front of the net. Save there by Rizzo.
It's a good shift after a goal from the Vaughan Kings. Putting together some offensive pressure after the goal is allowed to tie things up at 2.
Credit to Antonio Rizzo in this game as well. He's been good when he has to be. He hasn't faced a ton of shots, but that can be difficult as a goaltender when you don't face a lot of rubber and all of a sudden you get an entourage of shots, maybe a power play. Puck is played into the zone by the Vaughan Kings. They won the faceoff, but now it's turned back the other way by the Junior Canadiens through center ice. Cutting into the zone and working to the middle was Wilson. At center, the puck is dumped in. Wyzek trying to get that one out of the zone. Now it's Giacomo Martino behind the net, playing it up the board. Scrum for it there, won by the Vaughan Kings. They have a 2-on-1 going the other way. Martino breaking into the zone, and that shot, I guess, went just wide. Through center, Carson Rakoff into the middle. Shot, Rakoff, rebound in front. Big pad save there by Vaccari. So we get another whistle.
A scrum behind the net there. Not sure who's involved, but I've been surprised that the scrums have been at a minimum so far in this game 4 of this playoff series, because we know that the Vaughan Kings are a physical team. They like to get into it. We've mentioned Stefan Forgione already. A guy that we haven't mentioned a ton is Luciano Supino, a tremendous playmaker in his own right, but does like to get involved in the physical game. He likes to throw the body around.
Yeah, he's a guy who he can really lay a hit in the offensive zone or the defensive zone. Can score a few goals as well as the puck is behind the net. Throwing back out, Anselmo Rego tips that one to center. James Guo is hit there. Into the zone. And right on cue, it was Stefan Forgione laying the body there on Guo. Now it's played back the other way by the Junior Canadiens, but they went offside. (24-13) are the shots on goal to this point in the game. But the Vaughan Kings are still tied with the Junior Canadiens, and well, it's a new game here. 12:35, just a couple minutes ago. Game was evened up by Luc Makhassian in front of the net. Behind the net of Rizzo. Now the Junior Canadiens will look to break it the other way as they cross the blue line into the zone. Now shot there, and that one was turned aside. Throwing back to the middle. It's Rego right there to cut that one off as he breaks 3 wide with the Vaughan Kings. Shot to the front of the net there by Supino. Controlled by the Kings. Into the corner now. A battle for the puck. Martino hops on the ice. Supino battling for it down low, and he wins the battle. Rego. Right back to Supino. Scores! Luciano Supino had something going there with Rego, and it's 3-2 Vaughan Kings.
We had just mentioned the physical ability of Luciano Supino, and he shows it off right there. He wins a board battle, fishes the puck out to his teammate. We're going to see it here along the wall. He wins it, throws it back to Rego behind the net. Rego, a beautiful little backhand pass. Might take a deflection, but Luciano Supino picks the corner around Antonino Rizzo. And a very quick response from the Vaughan Kings to reclaim the lead. 3-2, but still a lot of time left to play in this third period.
Certainly not enough to hold on to at this point in the game. You'd have to imagine the Vaughan Kings will try and use this momentum to try and get another one. Played into the zone. Sima laying a check there. Controlled from the defensive zone by the Junior Canadiens as they break through center. Shot was blocked and up over the boards. That was Sima taking that one. Draw will be to the left of Mason Vaccari, who's played fantastic in this game. Holding his team in it. 24 saves to this point, and we still have 11 minutes to go in the third. Well, it started out, it seemed like this could be a short series from the Junior Canadiens as they put the Vaughan Kings away pretty handily in the first 2 games, but Vaughan has come right back as the puck is played to the middle. Vaccari makes the save. And Mackiri now fires one on. Puck shoved into the corner there by Mason Vaccari. Credit to the Vaughan Kings. They have come back and played fantastic in these last 2 games. They've just found another level to their game, as the Junior Canadiens will put it down low. Breaking out of the zone there is Giacomo Martino, and he gets it back. Martino working his way to the middle. Rizzo turns that one into the corner. Picked up by the Junior Canadiens, and it's Christian Mackiri who takes it and flips it up all the way down the ice, and looks like no icing there. Throw into an open wing. Makhassian there to pick that one up. Makhassian gets it back. Backhands that one into the zone. Played out in the middle. Turned over there. Shot that was high and wide there from Rizzo. Down low now. Rizzo battling for it with Wilson. It's played back around. Luca Pinelli is on it first for the Junior Canadiens, and he gets it going back the other way for his team. Down low, Kalela. Chipped out of the zone. And throwing through center ice. Shot there high and wide. There, Vaccari saw that one go just over the blocker side. Rizzo picks it up for the Vaughan Kings. Turns it back into the offensive zone. Gets a partial line change for his team. Wyzek out there on defense now for the Vaughan Kings. As Luciano Supino, the latest goal scorer, steps on the ice. Carson Rakoff sidesteps a man there, not quite, and bit of a knee-on-knee collision. Could have been dangerous.
Like a tripping call indicated there from the referee. You're going to see it here along the blue line as Carson Rakoff takes the puck, tries to cut back inside, but Luciano Supino might have stuck the leg out there. Referee determined that he'd interfered with Rakoff, and I mean, Rakoff's a big guy. He's hard to take down, and Luciano Supino doing his best to stop his forward momentum, but in doing so, gives the Junior Canadiens an opportunity here on the power play. They've been unsuccessful to this point, but
they might be checking out Rakoff on the bench right now, as it's Laurenza playing out there now with Makhassian on the power play. Perrick is going to put that one in the zone. Makhassian. Laurenza will cut to the middle. And now get the puck in the corner. Laurenza back to James Guo. Guo plays that one down low. Back to Guo. Puck dumped into the corner, played right back out in front of the net, and that one went just wide. Shot there from the point. Laurenza has it once again, throws it down low to Makhassian. Makhassian back for Laurenza, fires a shot. Rebound in front, it's still loose. Back to Guo. James Guo, pressure here from the Junior Canadiens, trying to get one, they're down one. Played to the middle, that one's just past the stick of Makhassian. Zane Perrick trying to hold that one in the line, can't quite do it. Back the other way for the Vaughan Kings, breaking into their shot there, and a big save from, it was Rizzo, and I think it was Martino breaking in on the shot, and he hops off the ice for Cole Barrett. Puck is fired around. Into the corner now. 40 seconds to go in the power play. Down low and bringing it back out to the Vaughan Kings. Here comes another offensive rush for them. Defended well there by a Junior Canadian. Played through center. Sema working it into the zone. Out there with Pinelli and Romani. Back to the point, Harding. Harding plays it D to D. Shot fired and blocked in front of the net. Rebound! Scores! What a shot from Anthony Romani. We're tied at 3.
we've seen that before. Anthony Romani sets himself up along the goal line. We know how accurate he can be with his shot, and that's a crazy sequence of play. Martino misses on one end, and down come the Junior Canadiens with 15 seconds left in the power play. Romani, you can see there, makes himself available, picks that corner. No problem for him. You can see what it means to him and his teammates. He's so good at finding the space that I think others might deem impossible because, I mean, time and time again, we see him be able to pick the twine just around the shoulder or maybe through a spot that the goaltender might not have covered.
He was looking at a hole that the size of a puck there to put that one through, and, well, he found it. And he does that so often. He can pick that top corner. Jackson Mayo is going to take the draw out there with Martino, and you'd have to assume it would be Rego. Puck is tied up in the neutral zone. Back to the middle, played around behind the net. Throwing back at center ice. Junior Canadiens will control in their own zone. 3-3 game here with 6:55 to go in the third. Puck played to the middle. They score! Giacomo Martino, and it's 4-3.
Well, he makes good on a second opportunity. Broke in there along the right side. He wasn't going to make the same mistake that he made earlier. I think he might have missed the net on his last opportunity breaking in there, but as we're going to see here, this is a great play by Martino, playing in the offensive zone, puts himself in a good spot, picks off the pass, cuts in, and slips that one right through the hole presented by Antonino Rizzo, underneath the blocker, or excuse me, underneath the glove and over the pad. Last time he was in that spot, he had tried to go top shelf. That time he puts a little bit less on it, and it might have handcuffed Antonino Rizzo. The Vaughan Kings retake the lead 4-3.
What an answer from the Kings and Giacomo Martino. Yeah, you're right. It was him on the breakaway. He couldn't get it past Rizzo. And I think he was looking to go on that glove side as well. And this time he finds the spot he wanted. And it's 4-3. 6 minutes to go here in the third period. Puck is played down low now. Tied up in the corner. And it's kicked free by a Junior Canadian who control from their own zone. Vaughan Kings are 6 minutes from evening this series at 2 after going down 2-0. Breaking back the other way are the Vaughan Kings. It's played into the zone. Down behind the net, Sturge will play it into the corner. That one was just too far for Streetsy as it's broken out by the Junior Canadiens. And played to a far wing, but it was offside.
And we had mentioned earlier that the play of the Junior Canadiens had made it so tough for the Vaughan Kings to exit their own zone, but that's a great display of offensive awareness from Giacomo Martino to set himself up. A great individual effort on that goal.
Carson Rakoff, no, that was Romani there at the draw, lost it. It's played back to the Vaughan Kings. Giacomo Martino will tip that one through center. Played in again. Now it's Martino tipping that one through center ice. Sema receives a stretch pass, works it in, fires a shot, gloved down by Vaccari.
5 minutes and some change left to play here in this third period, as this is game number 4 in the series. If things do end up tied, then a point will be awarded to each team. But as it stands right now, the Vaughan Kings trying to make this a best of 5. If they can win this game, they tie the series up at 2.
Harding out there with McCurry, the defensive pair for the Junior Canadiens. Face-off won by the Kings. Lanny flips that one through center. Past an outstretched foot there of Finn Harding into the corner. Martino lays down a hit, but the puck squirts out of the zone and it's played right back in once again by the Vaughan Kings. Be interesting to see if they look to hold on or keep the pedal to the metal, as I don't even know where the momentum is in this game. It's been back and forth, a plethora of goals here in this third period. Jackson Mayo throws it through center. Centering pass. That one was just too far for an outstretched stick there of Martino. Rego there as well behind the nets. Played back to the point. Shot on. Blocked in front. Back the other way. 3 wide are the Junior Canadiens. Shot. Scores! Laurenza! It's tied at 4.
And just like that, things are knotted back up once again. You'd mentioned that the momentum had been so back and forth in this game. I mean, man, this is a really nice effort here by Laurenza. Makes himself available right in the slot. That puck played a little bit behind him, but a great job of body control to settle that thing down. And almost a sneaky shot there. I'm not sure if Vaccari expected Laurenza to shoot that as quickly as he did. Nonetheless, he picks the corner on Vaccari's glove side. We're tied up at 4, but there's still a lot of time left to play in this game. This could go either way.
You know, what a shot to reach back and grab that one and fling it into the net. From behind the net, the Vaughan Kings, the Junior Canadiens will just not go away as they put themselves in a position to win this game, or at least come out with a point and a tie. Across the blue line, Junior Canadiens break in, backhand shot there, knocked aside by Vaccari. They still have possession. All the way across again for Wilson. That puck is fired in down low. Sturge to the point and just outside the line. Guo flips it in. Down low, chance to clear for the Vaughan Kings. Backhanded around by Kalela. Streetsy is trying to help that puck out of the zone, and he does as it's flipped through center. 3:23 to go. Still 4-4 in game 4. Puck is through center and tipped in by Romani. Romani has it in the corner, plays it right back in front. Backhand pass, and it's thrown to the middle again, but that centering attempt was turned away by a Vaughan King. Giacomo Martino brings it back the other way. Martino working his way in the zone. Shot. That one is saved there by Rizzo. Back the other way come the Junior Canadiens. Carson Rakoff breaking his way into the zone. Gets to the backhand. Makhassian dumps it to an open wing. Thrown through center and controlled by the junior Canadiens. Carson Rakoff. Shot wide. Behind the net. Chance to clear here for the junior Canadiens. But they turn it over. Wraparound attempt there, and it was turned aside by Vaccari. Now the puck is tipped up in front, and it's loose and dumped into the corner. Battle for it there. It's going to be Makhassian who will try and fish that one out. Now another junior Canadian comes in to help out, but the whistle is going to be blown with 2:09 to go.
I want to credit Anselmo Rego there, as Mason Vaccari had committed to the right side, and the puck on the attempted wraparound. Rego showing a great display of defensive awareness to put himself down on the line on Vaccari's opposite side. Took away any net to shoot at. We've seen him feature in the offensive zone in this game so far, but I think one of the most underrated parts about Rego's game is his defensive ability.
Yeah, it absolutely is. He's fast, and I mean, he'll kill penalties, and he'll play on the power play. Those are two valuable attributes. If he's not valuable quarterback in the power play, it's certainly got to be his work killing off penalties. Is that something that the Vaughan Kings have had to do a lot this game? Makhassian wires a shot. It was blocked in front. Now another one gloved there by Vaccari.
Vaccari saw that one all the way. Scramble, a couple of hard shots from the junior Canadiens. You can tell that they want to not unknot this game. Try to make it 5-4 and take a 3-1 series lead.
Makhassian's drive from the point was blocked, but it was another heads-up glove save there from Vaccari, who's been solid this game. Puck controlled from the neutral zone by the Vaughan Kings as they try to break something in. Mayo, Rego, Martino. Down low, puck is flipped to the point. Lanny fires that one, and it goes wide of the net. Thrown around the boards. 3 wide of the junior Canadian, shot and turned aside by Vaccari. Stefan Forgione breaks through center with his line mates. Puck is dumped in once again. Sema working his way into the zone. Sema shoots, and that one's blocked. Big hit there by Kalela. Stefan Forgione takes it back the other way, probably trying to just dump this puck in. Throwing down low, Rizzo watches the defense go D-to-D behind him. Puck is backhanded out to center ice by the junior Canadiens. Turned back the other way. 56 seconds to go. Shot there. Saved by Vaccari, and it's into the corner. 30 seconds to go in the third. Played back once again. Pinelli loses that one. Now it's flipped through center. Pinelli trying to stay on it. It's played up the boards. Thrown all the way down below the goal line. 20 seconds to go now. Martino flips it through center. Here comes Rego. Back to the middle, backhand shot. Scores! Rego! And he tips it in. It's 5-4.
With less than 30 seconds left to play, the puck put on by Anselmo Rego. I mean, there was 2 minutes there of back and forth, north to south action. Neither team able to get a foothold. And, I mean, you say it all the time in hockey. Put the puck on net, good things happen. We're going to see here the play starts in their own zone. The Vaughan Kings work the puck around, and as they get that puck out, Rego collects it in the neutral zone and skates in on the wing, just throws it on. I'm not sure if Luciano Supino gets a piece of that. He was pretty happy with himself there as the rest of the team goes to celebrate with Rego, but regardless of who the goal is credited to, it looks the same on the scoreboard. That's a very clutch goal for the Vaughan Kings. I mean, they've battled back all the way in this series to knot things up at 2. Still a little bit of time here left to be played, and timeout coming up here. 13 seconds left. So we'll see if the Vaughan Kings and Dave Denizio, how they battle each other. If the coach for the junior Canadiens, Dave Denizio, decides to draw a play up here, if he's got something in mind. But Peter Sarno, coach for the Vaughan Kings, is probably just telling his boys on the bench that they've got 13 seconds here and until they've knotted this thing up. Man, that was a crazy sequence of play there for maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 of just back and forth action.
Yeah, and it's incredible how many of these goals for the Vaughan Kings are coming on the rush. That's just been the key to them. It's a bunch of offensive zone pressure for the junior Canadians, and then they catch them flat-footed and find their way on a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2. Okay, here we go. Puck drop. 13 seconds to go for the junior Canadians to try and get a point out of this game. Face off at center. And they're gonna pull the goalie here. Puck is dropped. Junior Canadians try to win it straight forward. Tied up at center. Played into the zone. 5 seconds to go. Throwing back around behind the net. And it's tipped up through center by the Vaughan Kings, and they're gonna win it. The series is tied at 2. A late goal from Anselmo Rego. And what a series we've been treated to so far as the Vaughan Kings show some resilience in this one.
It was a crazy final 15 minutes. We went into that period with the score 2-1 in Vaughan's favor, and it ends up 5-4. I mean, just defense out the window. It was all offense for both teams. I mean, they battled each other tooth and nail for a full 45 minutes in this game. I'd say that the junior Canadians definitely had a bit more sustained offensive pressure, but I mean, we've seen it before. The credit to the Vaughan Kings and their ability to quick strike on those odd man rush opportunities. It's all about finding those spaces when you're presented the opportunity. They've done that so far in this series. They've got themselves knotted up at 2. It's a brand new sequence here.
And you can't deny that the junior Canadians were dominant in the shot department, but what matters is the goals, and the Vaughan Kings get 5 of them. They win 5-4 over the junior Canadians as we take a look at the third period summary. 37 shots on goal for the junior Canadians to 17 of the Vaughan Kings, but what a game for them. They win at 5-4. We appreciate you tuning in to this 6 hockey broadcast from Thomas West and Liam Crothers. We'll see you next time.